I'm guessing I'll take opener and community stuff, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go!
Welcome to Nintendo Dads episode 498, recorded on October 3rd, 2024. And you all know what that means. We're only 2 more episodes away from episode 500. But on today's episode, we talk about a few Nintendo things like Lego and Nintendo discontinuing some of their Lego sets, Nintendo partnering with zoos, and that's crazy in itself right there, and Nintendo shutting down another Switch emulator. Jesse, you know what to do.
What's up, everybody? Tim's already told you it's episode 498, but it is October the 3rd, 2020. It's the start of Spoopy Month. You like that?
Did you say 2020? We don't want to go back to 2020.
We were just talking about 2020, and people are out there hoarding toilet paper like it's 2020. Y'all,
right?
Back off. Toilet paper is not going to keep the docks open. I promise. It is 2024. I'm sorry. Still, I'm really trying to, but it is still Spoopy Month.
Spoopy.
It's very spoopy. And joining me on the show tonight, from the Great White North, you already heard him off. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good. I was mentioning before we got started here. I was feeling really tired, but I drank some coffee, so now I'm ready to go.
What kind of coffee? You just said coffee.
Iced
what
coffee.
Kind?
Iced coffee.
But what kind?
Just Nestle has this really nice ground coffee that you can mix up and put in with whatever you want to add to it. So
it's instant coffee.
Instant iced coffee.
Yeah, that's good. I like. I was an instant coffee snob against instant coffee for a long time, and then somebody showed me a great iced coffee recipe with it. So I'm now on the instant coffee train.
Nice.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah,
it
comes in handy to just whip it up in a cup.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll serve and just
you
ready for today's show.
Add things to it, or do you just drink it like
creamer? I use the zero sugar. What brand is that? The zero sugar creamer. With different flavors, like the cinnamon roll one.
I love the flavor zero sugar.
Yes, zero sugar is the cinnamon roll.
Ooh, yes.
Creamer.
So, see, International Delights, I think, has some zero sugar, but I don't know about the cinnamon roll. Maybe it's Coffee Mate or something like that. I don't know.
A Coffee Mate. I think it's Coffee Mate. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have all of those flavors there where we are, but they did have the Cinnabon. Non-zero sugar. That's what I like to make my iced coffee with. It's really good.
It is a good one. Yeah.
Welcome to Coffee Dads.
That's what we need to keep going.
If you're out there and you have a coffee company and you're listening to Nintendo Dads and you're looking for a podcast sponsorship, please. I cannot survive without coffee, and I will talk very nicely.
Oh my gosh, that would be so awesome if we could do a sponsorship with a coffee company
and get our own blend.
Get a Nintendo Dad's blend. That would
be bean blend. 8-bit coffee.
There you go.
Hey, I like it. I like it. That's speaking of something I like. You know who I like? I like Jesse Waldack. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. I just I forgot to log into the Restream chat. So, of course, when I logged in, it said, no, screw you. Fill in this CAPTCHA. So I had to find all the buses.
Oh,
find them all.
And now, okay, so there's 2 kinds of when it does that. And one of them is better than the other.
This is not the better one.
You click on the 3 buses and you hit OK and you get to move on with your life. The second one is
that.
You click a bus and another bus appears. And then you click that and another bus appears.
Yes, and you have to keep on doing it until all the buses are gone.
Why is there always buses too? Like there's an obsession. It's like find these fire hydrants and buses and bridges and cars.
Because they can just steal from Google Street Maps.
Click on the crosswalk. And it's like, I never know, like if there's a little white corner of one of the lines in one, am I supposed to click that one? Do I not?
I think those corner ones are generally like optional, that they'll allow it one way or the other.
When it's like click the motorcycle, do you click the person on the motorcycle too, or you just click the motorcycle?
Yeah.
I wouldn't click the rider if the rider is in a cell without the bike.
Yeah,
traffic lights are the other ones. I've seen traffic lights.
No, yeah, lots of traffic. Click the traffic signals.
Yeah, and also I have the MLB app on my phone, kind of keeping tabs on the Mets game. I bet Blanco is having a heart attack right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's why I'm trying to refrain from going to check to see the baseball channel on our Discord to see what's going on there. Sports ball.
Yep. Well, we got a lot more to talk about than sports ball on this show. We actually have
Nintendo stuff,
a little bit of news, and a lot of what we've been playing. So let's hit straight into it, shall we?
Shall.
Well, let's try that again.
Turn up the volume.
And our news each and every week is brought to us by you guys over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads, where for as little as $1 a month, you can join up with the greatest community of all time. And $1 gets you in the Discord, gets you in the door, and then $5 gets you the whole slate of sub channels in the Discord, like the baseball channel, like Tim just talked about. We have baseball channel, football channel. We have wrestling channels. We have parenting channels. We have Snack Dads channel, which is one of my favorites. We even talk about PlayStation and Xbox on our Discord because we don't discriminate. We know we've got people who play all those other boxes as well, but you can get in there for $5. $10 gets you pre and post show audio, and $30 gets you on the show as a Patreon producer, just like our good friend Jacqueline Amira, who just came around and visited us a couple of weeks ago. And hey, if you're a Twitch person and you have an Amazon Prime subscription, that means you have a free Twitch subscription, Twitch Prime subscription every month. That gets you into our Discord as well. And so huge thanks to all of our supporters over at patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. Thanks for keeping the lights on over here. You make it possible for not only for us to be able to get games and things that we need to have to review and all that other stuff, or replace equipment when that needs to happen. But you also make it possible to for us to do giveaways like we did last week on the show when somebody won a brand new Nintendo Switch Lite Zelda edition. And we shipped that out this week. And he's in
the chat, and he says he should be getting it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
It should be getting there tomorrow. And yeah, just, we can do things like that because of our awesome Patreon supporters and also because of our sponsors. But hey, you know what? If you don't like ads, become a Patreon supporter, you get an ad-free feed for the show. It's the best part, right? And so thanks to everyone who supports us over on Patreon, and C-Dub, hope you enjoy your brand new Switch Lite when it arrives tomorrow. Awesome stuff. Patreon.com/Nintendo Dads. Hey, let's talk some more Switch 2 rumors, because the rumor mill is really heating up right now. It's like getting nuclear hot after the leak of the CAD files, a couple weeks ago. Mexican website, video game website, is now reporting that a CEO of an accessory company has spilled supposed Switch 2 details. CEO says that Nintendo is aiming for a worldwide release of the new Switch 2, either in April or March, and that it's not far off from what we saw in those drawings, but it has been tweaked a little bit. And maybe some things added, maybe some things not taken away. We don't know. I'm actually looking for further details right here as we talk. Here we go. Aiming at a worldwide release with enough supply to satisfy demand, which we've heard before. So that seems kind of, that's a gimme. Like, we heard that they were kind of holding it back to increase supply. Console is now quote unquote complete. Leaked model is obsolete, but not dissimilar to the final unit. Analog sticks will be shaped differently, which will be non compatible with current analog stick covers, which would make sense that this is an accessory manufacturer spilling the beans, nor will it be possible to manufacture new covers. So I want to dig into that here in just a second. Launch date is speculated to be March or April. Let's circle back to that analog stick comment. Why would you not be able to manufacture new covers?
I'm not too versed in analog stick technology, but sounds like maybe these are like more easily replaceable.
Could be.
Like Xbox has done that with their controllers. Their higher end one where you can go to pick and choose parts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which would
I,
make repairing of if these drift, would make repairing of drift easier at the consumer end instead of having to ship them in.
so on the other hand, could are there controllers with Hall effect joysticks with interchangeable analog sticks covers?
Yes.
There are.
The covers,
that
dude,
I
the
can't
covers for the
answer,
sticks on ours come off. Remember,
That's right.
they
Yep.
come off, and you get new ones. They give you a set of them that you can put on there.
That's just weird. That's a weird detail to include. Like I don't see how that would be possible. Tim, you got any theories?
About the covers,
Yeah. Why would it not be possible to manufacture new covers?
if they Nintendo-fied it enough to, you know.
There we go. There we go. Proprietary covers.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
it's patent and they own the rights to it, it's yeah.
Okay. That is a very likely possibility, right? Very likely possibility. Either way, I think we see.
maybe there's a light on the stick, so something you
Ooh,
wouldn't want to cover,
ooh,
or well, or like a sensor. I don't
Yeah,
know.
sensor. I was about to say
like
maybe
a
there's a
like a
sensor built into it.
thumbprint sensor. I was just about to say that. Like
Yeah,
you unlock
yeah.
your Switch with your
Apple's had that
thumbprint.
for a while, and in fact, they've gone away with it.
Yeah, I know. Except for, now that used to be like on the circular button on iPads, and they've done away with those.
Yeah,
But now
yeah.
the
It's up.
the power
Yeah, up
button
in
is
the
now a
upper.
touch ID button.
Yeah, my wife's iPad does that. Mine
I was kind of blown
is
away by that.
not.
So I
Yeah,
think that's like the lead in, like that button being touch sensitive is kind of like the trial for the camera button on the new iPhone models, which is touch
possible. Yeah,
sensitive. It's like they were playing around with that beforehand. But anyway, that's some more smoke, maybe some smoke signals there about the new Switch. We'll see. I really do think that we'll see details about the Switch before the end of the year. We'll see what happens. Speaking of Switch, Miyamoto let it slip this week that the Virtual Boy is being emulated on the Switch at the Nintendo Museum. So you can go to the museum over in Japan, and some of the displays are Virtual Boy themed, and it manages to emulate 20 games on Nintendo Switch. Isn't this
so that's
interesting?
that's damn well near its entire library.
Yeah. So
I
why
think
don't we have this on NSO?
because they want it in the museum.
Well,
They
I think
want you to pay money
there's
to play it.
a 3D component to it too. I think that they put on the Switch. So there probably would be an
Oh, there's still gonna be
accessory.
3D.
I think so. If I read it correctly, there was a 3D component that still gives that 3D effect.
It's part of the display, not part of the
Yeah, part of the
Switch.
display. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. But
So
I mean,
I wonder if this one of those the Switch is going to show left and right eye and whatever mechanism they use to project it to the end user will then make it look like the 3D. I don't know.
Right.
That's
like-
interesting.
It would be nice if Nintendo was sent us there to experience that ourselves, you know.
Right? Yeah. Roger can tell us all about it.
Yeah,
Yes, he could.
good.
Yeah.
Come on, Roger.
Yeah,
Get him on
Roger
the
needs to
show.
come. We need to get Roger on the show next week and have him talk about his. In fact, Tim, write that down. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get him on here next week. Talk about that. Also, speaking of it, this is just kind of adjacent to the Nintendo Museum. I was reading today on X that Nintendo is heavily limiting how much merchandise can be bought by one person at the Nintendo Museum because they are already aware of scalping. And I'm like, so you can do that with this, but you can't do it with your limited edition consoles and 3DSs and things like that. You can do it with a Wii pillow, like a Wii remote pillow. But you know, the special edition of Tears of the Kingdom, that's too much.
I wonder how Roger got that home.
Probably vacuumed it.
Can you
Vacuum
imagine?
sealed bag.
Can you imagine sitting on a plane and like you're holding this giant Wii remote pillow?
I can imagine Roger doing that.
Where have you been? None of your business, buddy.
That's the ultimate pillow summer.
I could totally see him do that.
Wow. Yeah, I want that. I want some of those pellets. Like, I really do. I asked my wife, I was like, can we get some of these? And like, kind of, can we buy them on eBay? And like, that could be decorations for the living room. She was like, no. No.
At least one of us should just go and pick up all this stuff and then send it to,
But now we can't, because if we go and it's like he's buying, 4 Nintendo 64 pillows, 4 Wii remote pillows, 4 Nintendo NES controller pillows. It's like,
Again,
sorry.
well, that's where we go in there, one of whoever's going there, and it's like, I'm a Nintendo dad. Don't you know who I am? Come on.
I think what we've got to do is actually we need to find a vending
I am?
Exactly.
There you go. We got to find one of those vending machines that sells the fake mustaches that stick on, and we just send somebody in there with 4 of those. First time it's clean shaven.
There you
Next
go.
time it's the little twirly mustache, the snidely whiplash. See,
Do it in state. I could just go like this. Go in first like this, then I'll shave it down to a goatee, and then I'll shave it just
That's
a
dedication.
mustache,
that's
and then I'll shave it
dedication,
all
Tim.
off,
And
and
you'll
I'll
have
look
to,
different.
on one of
all-
them,
all
take
4
your hat
times.
off. Take your hat off, and
just do see, look,
they would just
take
be
this off,
see,
and I already look different.
Just different hats every time.
when you take your hat off,
Different hats,
it's kind of
yeah.
like when you take your hat off, it's kind of like it's on the level of when they opened the Ark of the Covenant in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like it just doesn't happen very often, and it just melts my brain every time that you do it.
So, quick side note: did you see the hat I put in the retro chat? In
Oh,
the Discord?
I saw you ping me. I actually didn't get a chance to look at that yet. Where is that? Or did I? I don't
It's a
remember.
Now,
it's a new
it's
hat.
all
It's a new hat that Atari is selling.
Oh my gosh, where did it
retro
go?
emu stuff.
Yes.
Gaming stuff, retro stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That's right.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
Ah,
2 eyeballs.
that's really cool.
The
I bet
haunted
it's
house hat.
$50, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anything like that. It's a Anyway.
Any closer for those eyeballs, it could be a Dad's After Dark thing.
that's a wasted opportunity right there. Speaking of wasted opportunities, let's move on and talk about some other news here. Lego has begun retiring certain Nintendo building sets. This does impact both the US and the UK markets. There will be discounts on selected items. The list of discontinued sets in the UK is way larger than the one here in the US. So we're going to run down these really quick. Discontinued in the United States will be Diddy Kong's Minecart expansion, Dixie Kong's Jungle Jam expansion, Nabbit at Toad's Shop expansion set, Peach's Castle expansion set, and Peach's Garden Balloon Ride expansion set. So all of those are integrated into the Super Mario Lego system. And most of them expansions, except for Peach's Castle, which that's a pretty significant one because they pushed Peach, being able to have Mario and Luigi and Peach that could run through different things. I'm hoping that one gives way for them to finally make Wario Legos. Wario's garlic colonoscopy set. I don't know what they're gonna do. WarioWare Incorporated game building software set.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. To be discontinued in the United Kingdom, pretty much all of those that we just mentioned, including Donkey Kong's Treehouse expansion set, Dory's Sunken Shipwreck Adventure expansion set, Drybone's Castle Battle expansion set, Larry and Morton's Airships expansion set, Nintendo Entertainment System, meaning the actual build for the NES console itself, Picnic at Mario's House expansion set, and Yoshi's Excellent Forest expansion set. So the UK is getting rid of almost all of the Donkey Kong line completely. So if you want those,
They must not be buying them there.
you need to get them out there. Surprisingly, they're getting rid of the Nintendo Entertainment System set.
Yeah.
That
I would,
and
Oh wow.
also not Nintendo related, but I also read the Atari 2600 set is also going away in the UK as well. So if you're listening to us across the pond and you want to get one of these, now is the time to be looking for deals or looking just to get one. Also, I was reading too that the Super Mario 64 question block build is just basically in short supply. It's very limited right now. So your mileage may vary. Of course, the brand new Super Mario World Yoshi set comes out. Mario and Yoshi animatronic kind of crank thing comes out very soon. And also the Deku Tree is out now as well, which I'm hoping that someone buys me for Christmas because there's no way I would ever afford that. But I would really love to have the Deku Tree.
I agree.
Yeah. Anyway, so if you're
I still have to
Lego,
put together the sets that I bought 2
if
years ago.
you're a Lego fan and you like Nintendo, now is the time. Don't dilly dally. It's my new favorite word. Dilly dally. Don't dilly dally. Hop to it. I guess that's the opposite of dilly dallying. Do you know what the opposite of dilly dallying is? Chop chop.
Hop to it.
Hop to it. Andale, andale. I don't know. A couple other news items here that we want to get to. Nintendo has partnered with the San Diego Zoo to bring Pikmin to life. From now until November 28th, you can find hidden Pikmin around the Wildlife Explorers Base Camp at the San Diego Zoo. Who would have ever thought this was going to happen? When
Most
Pikmin
people who
2
see
came out?
these aren't going to know what the hell's going on.
They're going to be like, why are those weird colored onion head people? What are they doing? When did Pikmin become a top tier Nintendo franchise?
It's working on it.
I don't
they're
like
trying.
it.
They're
Don't
working
like
on
it. There's lots of other better IP. I'm sorry, not
I'm
sorry.
okay with this.
Why can't we have the Indy 500 sponsored by the new F-Zero game? Oh, that's right, because they won't make one.
Well,
That'd be Mario Kart.
they've been hinting that there might be one.
Why can't we have like news report of alien invasion in Miami, Florida, sponsored by Metroid?
Sounds good to me.
We don't want anything sponsored by Urban Champion.
Area 51, sponsored by Metroid Prime 4.
There you go. You build a ride. You take people through Area 51, you let them see some aliens, and at the end, you're like, hey, Metroid. Bam.
Yes.
I don't know. Anyway,
Again, you're welcome.
If you are in the California, San Diego area and you would like to go to the zoo and take pictures and send those to us, we will feature those on our social media and we will give you credit. We would love to see the Pikmin in the wild. Also, bonus points if you actually capture people looking at them and going, "What in the crap is that?"
Right.
You know, like what? Why is there a little weird red onion man in there? I don't know. You know, it's not like here's some like
What if
Midwest.
they send us a video where they interview people like, do you know what this is? And they're just like, nope.
Yes,
Those would make some good
yes,
TikToks and shorts
yes.
and stuff.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Look at this thing. What
We need
is
to
it?
get Casey on that.
And I like I could just hear like I don't know why I'm defaulting this with like some Midwestern mom. It's like, oh sure, look it, that's a Pikmin, don't you know? That's a red Pikmin.
Yeah.
They can endure fire, don't you know? They're savage warriors.
Yeah, right?
I don't know.
That would be funny.
Those Pikmin are round like a rock. They can break things. I don't know. Anyway, Nintendo has shut down Switch emulator Ryujinx. I don't understand why this is still like news. Like, stop pirating games. Stop it. Right? Like, don't steal Nintendo's property. And here's why Ryujinx got shut down because screenshots leaked of the Ryujinx emulator running Echoes of Wisdom 2 weeks before release. Dummies. Come on.
Yep. And this was supposedly the safe emulator, not using any, all full open source, not using any code from the other project that got shut down. But really, all it takes is a little Nintendo Ninja pressure because they're not going to be able to
Yep.
afford the lawyer fees
Yeah.
to fight it.
There, in fact, the emulator's X social media page and official Discord now contain a possible explanation. I love this explanation. Nintendo got to its lead developer and convinced them to shut down the project for good.
Yep.
Yep.
It was just a subtle shut this down or we will in court. And,
shut it down or we will shut you down.
Yeah. And while, they may have had, if it is as safe as they said, they probably could have fought it and won, but that would be an expensive attempt.
Yeah.
And I probably, if I was in their shoes, I probably wouldn't want to risk it either.
Like, come on, guys. Stop. Just, and then, and you know what kills me is there will be people who are like, well, we really love Nintendo, but we have this Switch emulator and we have all the games ripped. Yeah. Okay. Like that would be like me saying, that's true. I love Walmart, but I just go steal, $50-$60 a day. It's not a big deal. I don't steal name brands. I just steal great value because I love Walmart so much. There's still great value brand biscuits and soups and great value sodas because I love Walmart. Okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
I probably made some people mad saying all that, and I don't care. Stop stealing games. Don't do it. Nintendo will find you. They will send those two guys from the Wii commercials. You remember them? They're driving around in a little car. They're still driving around in that little car, but it's black now.
Mm-hmm. Tinted windows.
It's not. Yeah, it's tinted windows.
Yep.
Like when you get close, when they get close, that song from the Matrix Club to Death, it starts playing, like it's they're coming.
Mm-hmm.
And when they knock on the door, they don't say we would like to play. They say we would like to sue. That's what they're going to get you.
Yes. And you
And
can't
if
see
you
their
run,
faces.
if you run, they just teleport right in front of them, like Slender Man and the Nintendo Man.
Yes.
Anyway, Keegan Michael Key coming off Transformers 1. By the way, can I just a little aside here? We'll go fun. We'll chase a rabbit. If you haven't seen Transformers 1 yet, go see it.
Do it.
It's so good. It is brilliant. So many little things in it for longtime fans of the series. It's a great story. I was so on the fence about it because I was like, Transformers and movies just don't. The Michael Bay movies are like rolling garbage. I don't like them. And then I went and I was like, I don't expect much. I was blown away. The voice casting is incredible. The little nods, the music, the story, all of that. Only gripe, you know what the only gripe is that they don't use the traditional transforming sound till the end. But
I don't even think I noticed.
it explains a ton of stuff. Like if you've ever been like, well, how did he change his name from Orion Pack stop to front? You'll find out. You'll find out. It's just and there's I've seen it twice now. I went and saw it with my wife in a special preview screening, and I went and saw it with
And
Isaac last
and
night.
and why
And
D16 picked Megatron as a name?
oh
That
gosh, so good.
that was a really good explanation.
So good. So good. Anyway, go see it. Don't
And it
wait for
explains other things too, but I'm not
and
going to
here,
spoil
yes, 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 yes. And in the look and seeing it in the theater, this movie is so gorgeously animated. All right, like it just looks good. Go see the movie.
that. Victoris asks if there are any MLP references. Yeah, not that I recall.
No, there is a GoBot reference though.
There is a GoBot reference, but not a pony reference.
So there's also a an AA Ron. You done
Yes.
messed up, AA Ron. That's in there. You got to catch it. It's good. Anyway, I was like, I'll tell you what I was most worried about. I was most worried about Chris Hemsworth doing the voice of Orion Pax and Prime because Peter Cullen, man, like he's Optimus Prime, right?
Mhm.
Like I know that like there's two definitive voices from the 80s for me. One of them is James Earl Jones and the other is Peter Cullen, right? Like, I mean,
Yep.
it's iconic. Peter Cullen he is Optimus Prime. He always will be. Chris Hemsworth does a really, really good job. Like he's not trying too hard to be Peter Cullen, but he sits in that pocket really well. I think he does.
Yeah,
He does really good.
and he has the range needed to distinguish between Orion
Yes,
and Optimus when
that's
he needs
exactly
to.
right. Yeah, and that's a good catch too, because there is a transition. And anyway, just go see it. It's so good.
Let's see,
Uh,
Megatron has that. There's a distinction between D16 and Megatron as well.
yes,
Yeah,
he
it
does. He does. Do
that
you know why? By the way, little subtle trivia here, Jesse. Do you know why he's called D16 in the film?
no.
D16 was the original in Japan. They have this numbering system for all the Transformers figures, and it's always like, whatever his was D16, Megatron's was D16
Okay,
on the package. So that's why he's D16 in the movie.
that makes sense.
It's pretty cool. Um, the reason we're talking about this is Keegan Michael Key
Transformers
plays.
dads.
Yeah, Keegan Michael Key plays Bumblebee in the movie. Does a great job. He is also Toad in the Mario movie, and he has given us some info about Super Mario Brothers Movie 2 this week, which is now in development. He says that it will be chock full of Easter eggs with deep cut characters. He spoke to Men's Journal about the sequel to 2023's second highest grossing movie. Here's the quote. He says, "One thing I can say about the second movie is that it's a little broader in scope, and where it takes place is very intriguing lore in the Mario world. They're going to find some really fantastic Easter eggs, and it's been very exciting so far." So, I wanted to ask you guys, what if it's a deep cut from the Mario universe, if it's a deep cut character or location, what do you want it to be?
Pie factory or cement factory. From one of the old Donkey Kong stages that in most home console versions got cut.
Okay. Okay. Tim?
I was gonna say maybe a deep cut could be it's hard to beat what Jesse said, but one would be probably from Super Mario Brothers 2, the US version. Because of it
Yes.
just being a US version.
Like, yeah, if they're not going to work, like if they're not going to have those characters or that world in one of the movies, I think it would be cool as if Mario had a dream sequence, like at the beginning of the movie, and it's set there
Oh
to
yeah,
throw
yeah.
people off.
Yeah.
Right. And like maybe there's some enemies there. You get a little 10-minute extended Mario
Right.
2 thing. I for me, I was thinking that it would really be cool. Or I'm going to say this. I don't think that deep cuts to Keegan Michael Key are deep cuts like we would think of. All right. So just keep that in mind. So I think it's going to
That's
be
true.
like, I think he's thinking of like Pauline.
But we already had Pauline.
Was she in the?
She was
Oh,
the
that's
mayor.
right. Well, for 5 seconds.
True.
5 seconds.
Yeah.
I think maybe there's more. You know,
We're gonna get a
I don't know.
Mamu.
Who?
Wart.
Oh, yeah. I would like Wart. I mean, listen, we know we hashtag free
Yeah.
Wart
Yeah.
around here.
Mamu. Mamu is the Japanese name.
Well,
And
I'll
in Link
take anything.
when he makes the appearance in Link's Awakening, he goes by the name of Mamu.
Yeah, that's right. He does. I remember that now. So good call. Good catch. I would love to hear some of y'all's
Mecha Dragon
answers to
says
this.
Pauline is also not a deep cut.
I know it's not a deep cut, but to people who aren't nerds and Nintendo dads, it is a deep cut. All right. Like it's a Donkey Kong Jr. from the first Mario Kart game. Okay,
Infrendo goes, what about the Pianta?
it could do a vacation. It could do sunshine. That'd be cool. EGAD would be a good deep cut.
That would be a fun one.
Blood would be a good deep cut. I don't know. I'm
What's
saying
the name of that
that
crazy
Mhm.
one? I have fury.
the bean thing. Yeah, Fawful.
What Fawful?
Fawful. Yes, the Bean Kingdom would be amazing. Like who would be great? Who would have been great, but I don't know if this guy's dead or not. But you gotta dig in your 80s backpack for this one. Fawful would have been great to be voiced by Bobcat Goldthwait.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or alternatively, what's the guy? Oh God, I always forget his name. I'll just know his role. Shoot. I'm the parrot from Aladdin. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Gilbert Godfrey.
Yes, he would be amazing as Fawful. Some of the
Didn't he
dialogue.
pass away though? I think he
Yeah,
passed away.
I think
Yeah.
both of them are dead. So yeah. Anyway, whatever they're going to do, it's going to be an amazing movie. The first one's fantastic. My little cousin, not cousin, my little nephew, his name is Austin, and he's 3, and he has just gotten to where he'll like at least sit and watch a little bit of a movie, and he always wants to watch the Mario movie. And it's every time it's the same questions. Who's that? Who's that? You know who his favorite character is? Bowser. So the other day I booted up Mario 64 and I was like, you want to see Bowser? Let's go. So went to the first boss fight. He got mad. That I was swinging Bowser around by his tail. He's like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's Bowser. I'm like, yeah, he sucks. I'm gonna kill him. And I did, and he was like, well, I'm leaving. He went over to the other house. Anyway, yeah, I ran him off.
And movie scheduled for April 3rd, 2026.
Yeah, that's still a long way away. Anyway, I'm betting that gets moved up, but that's just my thing. Anyway, our last little news item here. We may take a while on. I don't know. Rolling Stone, at the release of Echoes of Wisdom, has ranked the Zelda series in a recent post. They have
19
ranked
games.
the 19 games out of the Zelda series. And we'll go through their list from 19 to 1. And I just want to ask you guys, do you agree? Is their list legit? So coming in at 19, Triforce Heroes.
That's
18,
a good place for it.
Yes, it is. Four Swords Adventures is a good place for that one too. 17, Spirit Tracks. 16, Phantom Hourglass. 15, Skyward Sword. 14, The Minish Cap. 13, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. 12, A Link Between Worlds. 11, Oracle of Ages / Oracle of Seasons. 10, Twilight Princess. 9, Echoes of Wisdom. 8, The Legend of Zelda. 7, Majora's Mask. 6, Link's Awakening. 5, Ocarina of Time. 4, Link to the Past. 3, The Wind Waker. 2, Breath of the Wild. And 1, Tears of the Kingdom. Agree or disagree, gentlemen?
Thumbs down. I disagree.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Oh, in general, I think this list is pretty solid. I would, tweak a few here and there, but, nothing like, oh, what they had in 13 should have been number 2. Nothing like that.
I think Skyward Sword is ranked a little low.
Yep. It's seems low, but in comparison, I'm okay. I think I'm okay with it. It's one of Zelda is the franchise where their worst game is still good. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was going to say on the alternative of that, Skyward Sword is ranked a little low, and Majora's Mask is ranked a lot high. I'm not a fan of Majora's Mask. So, and I realize that's just a personal preference, but I would flip-flop those. But with the caveat,
that's probably the biggest swing. I kind of agree with that. But
with the caveat though, Jesse, of it has to be Skyward Sword remastered, the HD version from the Switch.
Oh yeah,
it has to be the controller version, no motion controls.
Even though I played the Switch version mostly with motion control.
No, you're a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
Tim, do you have any that you would change?
For me, and I mentioned this before, Tears of the Kingdom would not be number 1 for me.
Yeah.
And actually for me also, I don't know if this would be fair or not, but no, I guess it'd be separate. But I don't know where I would put Tears of the Kingdom because I can't play it right now. We've talked about this before. I can't play that game right now. So I wouldn't be able to rank that game at all.
So you would just slide that out of there, and what becomes number 1? Link's crossbow training?
Totally. Why is that missing? Yeah, that's not even on here. What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, why the CDI Wand of Gameleon? Where is that one? Not even on here.
No, mine would be again. I totally understand this is probably all nostalgia based, but Link to the Past would be my number 1.
Yeah, I listen. There's a very good case for making that the number 1 Zelda of all time. I completely agree with that, and I get that I'm like you, and I think that view is probably tainted with a really good deal of nostalgia.
Nostalgia, yeah.
But man, listen, if I could go back to that time in my life where it was Friday night with Little Caesar's Pizza, Tropical Punch Kool-Aid, Crazy Bread, and finding my way through the dark in Zelda Link to the Past, like chipping away at it day after day after day. Man, that was some stuff.
It was.
That's a powerful dose of nostalgia.
For sure.
I think I was 13, 14.
The great thing about it though, too, and again, it could be nostalgia glasses, whatever you want to call it. But when I went back to playing it for a little bit, just to get a feel for it and to get that, to remember some of that stuff, it was just like that game could come out today and still hold up.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's why I'm having such a good time with Echoes of Wisdom, because that and Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom, they all sit in the kind of the same play style, like the same pocket of 2D Zelda.
yeah.
It's not restrictive, but it's not, I mean, like, God, man, that first time, like when the world opens up in Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Right.
When you said how old you were, I verified this release date, and I was just starting my senior year in high school.
What was the release date again?
November of 91.
91. Okay, so I would have been 11.
Yeah, so I was 17.
Wow. Okay. Hey, you're not too far ahead of me.
I was
That's cool.
16.
Man. I would go back to that. I mean, like having a friend stay the night, like spend the weekend over, and while we were taking turns,
Yeah,
playing.
yeah.
Like, oh, I think I can make it through the dungeon this time, and then like just that getting through that first part, and then like there's a dark world. What do you mean there's nine more dungeons,
Right,
or
yeah.
however many? Just blew my mind. Even though I
This
hate the dark world. Ugh.
this was the many first for me. This was my first game I ever beat, my first ever Zelda game I ever beat.
Yeah.
Because I beat that game even before beating Super Mario World.
I beat this before that's my first Zelda game to beat too. Yeah. So yeah, because I played that and then I beat Zelda, the original, in college when I should have been, like doing work and
Yeah.
stuff. No, no, I'll just beat Zelda.
I will say this for this list. I do respect it. I agree. I can agree
It's
with
not a
that.
bad list.
It's not a bad list. I can see why Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild are on number one and number two. They are absolutely phenomenal games. And I would not blame anybody for having those as number ones. For me,
I
Breath of the Wild is number three on my list of Zelda
mhm.
games.
And I agree with that. I think that Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild enjoy a little of recency bias,
Yes.
in most people's lists.
Yeah,
I
and
mean, they are good, but
I
whatever.
think about Breath of the Wild all the time. Like that was an exceptional game, and Tears of the Kingdom is more of the same thing, but on top of expanding it to be like we talked about it in the pre-show, like three open world areas essentially,
Yeah.
uh, or two and a half, I guess. The sky wasn't as big as the other two,
Mhm.
yeah, I
but
wouldn't
yeah,
call Tears of the Kingdom my favorite game. In fact, in terms of the main storyline, I hated the storyline. But the ending made it worthwhile for me. But
yeah.
I think my number one would still be the Wind Waker.
Wind
See,
Waker is
yeah, I could see that being
mm,
number one on a lot of people's list too.
chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That is,
Absolutely.
I think, probably number one for a lot of people's 3D Zelda. If you were to separate the two, that'd be number one on a lot of people's
Yeah.
lists, even
Well,
bigger than Breath of the
When
Wild.
Switch 2 comes out, we're finally getting that Wind Waker remake that we re-released that we've heard about.
It'll be out
Twilight
The,
same
Princess
se- the
year.
said,
second the second re-release,
yeah, it's gonna be a
because
day
the Wii
one.
U already had
So
one.
And we'll get
it'll be day
Metroid
one.
Prime Trilogy too, as
Yep.
well.
Yep. They've just been pushed to the new system. That's what it is. All right. Well, just some release updates here to round out our news. New NSO Plus expansion pack games are coming soon on October 11th. Two brand new F-Zero games, and I say brand new because they have never been released outside of Japan.
Well, the first one
Um,
has, second one has not.
I'm sorry, the second one. Yeah, right. F-Zero GP Legend is coming for GBA, as well as F-Zero Climax, which has not been released outside of Japan. Also, if you're still playing F-Zero 99, they just had a big update for that, added a brand new cup, and actually added levels from Satellaview, which is Nintendo's old satellite internet DLC download thing that they only did in
The B
Japan.
the BS system.
Yeah, the BS system. That's a fantastic name. But yeah, these are tracks, F-Zero tracks that were only available on that. They are now available in F-Zero 99. So brand new tracks that you can play, never before seen outside of the Satellaview. So you can go check that out. And hey, best part is it's free. It's got brand new stickers, brand new things to earn. So go check out F-Zero 99. Dive back into that. I know I'm going to. That's our news. Let's discuss. All right, now, guys, since it is the start of Spoopy Month, and I always like October because October, November, December is like my favorite time of the year because not only is it cooler, you get that fall chill, you get college footballs back, coffee and pumpkin pie and apple cider and blankets and all that fun mumbo jumbo hay rides. But also, you get 3 months of top tier holidays right in a row, right?
Heck yeah.
Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. Bang, bang, bang. What did we do to deserve this? I don't know. But it's Spoopy Month. This is the gateway to the rest of the year. I thought I would ask this question this week. What is your favorite spooky setting from a Nintendo game? All right. What's your favorite spooky setting from a Nintendo game? Zablanc says not Nintendo published, but a big part of Nintendo's history, the nursery in Zombie U. You don't know fear till you're rifling through your bag in the basement of that place with
Wow.
running footsteps going on and all around you in the dark.
Mm.
That's a big, can I just tell you what that is? Big fat nope for me. Noping right on out of there. David Bileka says the hotel from Luigi's Mansion, especially the ghost cat section when he steals the elevator buttons. Expletive cats. Just kidding. LOL. No, cats are stupid. Anyway, Victorious GX says the Ghostbusters remastered game is a great spooky season game. It plays just like how a third Harold Ramis starring film might have. Also, hot take, Ghostbusters on the NES, aside from climbing the Zool stairs, was an awesome game. Hashtag sorry, not sorry.
I agree with that one. Other than that end sequence, I liked again. It was, the game originally was Apple and ported the Commodore. The Commodore version, that's always was my introduction to it. And the NES took liberties with that, but that's kind of how it was originally, more or less the similar game. But I still like that older style of Ghostbusters.
I remember
fact-
either renting or borrowing this game from somebody and never being able to figure out how to get into a building. Like it didn't come with an instruction book. So I
Oh,
had no clue what I was doing. So it means I played it about 30 minutes and was like, yep, I'm done. This sucks.
and I
So
think that the NES game is so famous for its congratulations.
congratulations. A winner is you. Darth Platypus says the donut ghost house from Super Mario World is the first to pop up in mind. It might be due to the secret exit to the top secret area, but I feel like it's the one I've gone back to time and time again. So, guys, I'm going to turn the question over to you. What is your favorite spooky setting from a game, from a Nintendo game?
Metroid Fusion, for sure. And then even Dread with the Emmys chasing you now. That's probably the newer. But before Dread came out, I would say the Fusion game because of having to crawl around and the doppelganger coming after you or trying to hunt
Oh
you down.
gosh, yeah.
So yeah, Dread and the Emmys, fantastic. You know me, I'm gonna say something Metroid
I knew
probably.
you were. I knew, but I mean that's okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. Maybe my answer is Metroid 2. You never know.
yeah. I would say
All right.
non-Nintendo wise, it could be like Doom. That always made the hairs on the back of my neck pop up whenever turning a corner and there's a demon in front of your face.
Ugh,
You gotta shoot or something. So
yeah. Jesse, what about you?
Just the overall concept of Majora's Mask.
Yeah,
The whole thing's creepy.
it's super unsettling. Like it's just off. And maybe that's why I don't like it.
And which is kind of the point of half the point of the game, I think. It's meant to be off.
It's meant to make you feel creepy. I just don't
Well,
like it.
yeah.
I don't like feeling creepy. So for me, I was going to say the derelict ship in Super Metroid always creeps me
yeah,
out.
yep.
With the Phantoon boss fight, the ghost alien squid thing and those, yeah. Like there's the like tortured soul looking things you have to kill and I don't
Yep.
like it. Now, if it's if it's a non-Nintendo game like you guys kind of dipped into, it's gonna be Last of Us. I still haven't finished that because I just
Yeah,
can't.
I can see that.
I just
Good one.
I feel like I can't breathe when I play it.
Right.
But I need to finish it. Because I bought Last of Us 2, thinking I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'll do that.
Oh, I just remembered a couple good ones that I again kind of had that Doom turn the corner, there's a demon in your face feel. Renegade Kids Dementium on the DS. And I think they remastered it too
I
for
think it's coming out. Yeah.
yeah. So that's a 2E games. Now I think they got the rights to that, and that's why they're doing the remaster. But yeah, Dementium, fantastic game for its time, and hopefully it translates well to this time. And then another one that was not as spooky as Dementium, but still kind of fun, kind of like Doom feel, like I said, it was Moon for the DS. The Moon Chronicles, I think, came out for the
I remember
3DS.
you really liking that game.
Yeah, I really liked those, and it was fun to play, especially in 3D when they did the 3D version for Moon Chronicles. Great, fantastic, loved it. I loved it. It's a lot of fun for a good first person game for the 3DS.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Good.
another game that probably would be up there. And I rented this and played a little bit of it, but don't know how far I got. Eternal Darkness.
I was going to say that, but I figured that was going to be one of the questions or one of the answers.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones when you start digging into it. You start remembering there's a lot of good Nintendo spoopy stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's Luigi's Mansion, even though maybe not jump scares or anything like that. It's still fun to play.
Yeah,
Spoopy
all
Month.
3 of those games are still some of my favorite games. But I'll tell you what the scariest game is. Mighty Number 9. Scary. Terrible.
I don't think I got past the first stage.
Well, you didn't miss much.
There was a game that was scary that I had to do a review for earlier in my years with the Nintendo Dads called North. It was
Oh yeah, I remember that.
horrible game.
Yeah.
Horrible experience. It was it was one of those things though. It was horrible, but I wanted to see where it was going. So I kept playing it.
I think I remember you talking about this game and you were like, I think you said something along the lines of it's like a train wreck. Like you just can't.
Yeah. You just can't look away. I was like, I kept having to keep trying something to see where was this going and what was the point of this game.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that
and of
looks
course,
it looks kind of it's $2.99 right now. On
There you go.
Switch.
That's your Spoopy Month game.
Yeah, go
And
play
we-
that.
and we can't talk about disturbing games without talking about Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh yes, that is a good one.
And the fact that in the grand scheme of things, Nintendo Switch has the unedited version. PlayStation does not.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
Xbox's is also uncensored.
Huh.
So blame
Inscription.
Sony.
Inscription's another good
Ugh.
kind of
Unsettling.
creepy game. Yeah, it's unsettling. It's a good one. Yeah.
Spoopy. Well, that's our question of the week. Let's talk about what we've been playing, shall we?
Let's do it.
Tim, I'm going to go to you first because Jesse and I have only been playing one game, and you've been playing that game as well, but you've got extra stuff. And so I'll let you talk about those two first,
Okay.
and then we'll all chime in about Echoes of Wisdom. So what you've been playing?
Certainly. Yeah, this will be quick. Dice Assassins I think the first look just dropped either yesterday or today. It is a roguelike card building board game with dice. So uses dice. But essentially you roll
multiple layers of randomness.
You're on a board. It's very simple. You're on a board, you're an assassin who can only move so many places on the board based on your dice roll. You roll 2 dice. One gives you your range, one gives you your hit points. Your damage, I should say. So range mean these are how many spaces I can move in a north, south, east, west movement on a checkerboard like board. And so if I roll a 3 on that range dice, I can move 3 spaces, right or left or up or down.
So you're able to go like one left, one up, one left.
No,
or is
no diagonals,
just one one direction per roll.
Correct, one direction, and
Okay.
but there's cards that can help you change the area of damage you can go into, you hit when you get to that space you land on. So that's where your deck of cards come into play. That's your weapons, essentially, that will do damage in either directly in front of you, or in an area in front of you, or an area behind you, or in a straight line, depending on how your range is, in a straight line, uh, left and right, and up and down.
Hmm.
And then there was other weapons. So I was playing that right before we got the echoes. We all got echoes. And it's a roguelike. So I was seeing how long I was going to play till my run ended so that I could jump into echoes. Uh, my run didn't end. I kept going and going and going, and I was encountering new enemies on the board. And the enemies can do, when you're fighting certain enemies on the board, they can move certain things, and they also cause a certain amount of, I mean, you can hit them for a certain amount of damage to destroy them or eventually destroy them, depending on how big the enemy is. But I was, I think, up to board 45. Um, on my run, and I was still not dying. So it was like I was getting these cards that would allow me to replenish my health, or Phoenix. I somehow got like 3 Phoenix cards, so that meant that it would automatically restore my health if I died, and I actually only needed one of those once. But I kept replenishing my hearts. You get 5 hearts when you start the board. And then anytime you get hit, it goes down. Those are your lives. You essentially, the hearts are your lives. But I kept getting cards that would replenish those hearts. So it just kept going and going and going. And it was fun, but it was like, I want to get over to Echoes. So it's like I ended my run on my own because I just kept going. So I was going to try, I still have to try another run at it to see how far I can go. And again, I did a first look, so people can go check that out on our channel. The first look, I think, doesn't go all the way up to 44. I kept playing after I was done with the first look and got up to 44. And then I think it is pretty good game and a good time killer. Um, and once you figure out the strategy, you might get as far as I'm going and stuff. But I think it needs some more depth to it. So if that, I don't consider myself like top tier gamer, but I got pretty far in that, was like not looking like I was gonna die. So I think some people might get bored of this game, and that's why I'm thinking it might need some more. There's something to it that's cool, and I hope they build on it and can make a better version of it, or figure that out. So that's Dice Assassins again for the Nintendo Switch, and I believe it's on Steam as well. Um, Also got Turbo Boost Racing. I got to do a first look for that. It's a game that just dropped recently, I think just this week. It's a racing game. It's right now I gotta dig into it and see what's different about this than maybe all the other racing games. So more to come on that one. That's on the deck. So Turbo Boost Racing is up next. So be on the lookout for that first look. And then, of course, I've been playing The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom like these guys.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. And if you're playing Echoes of Wisdom, we are going to be talking about the game up through the 3 initial areas. So that's the forest area at the beginning, the very first dungeon, Gerudo Desert, and Jabul Waters. So if you are not finished with those and you would not like to hear about that, then you're going to want to kind of fast forward here, because we are just going to talk specifically about that, but we're not going to go into anything past that. So I finished. All of us have finished these parts of the game, and so
Well, I have not. I'm in the third area, uh, in the Zora
okay.
region, and I was going to kind of explain why I'm getting frustrated
Then
with
why
this
don't you
game.
kick us off on that?
Okay, so the other day I put in the Discord that I'm really close to throwing in the towel in this game because it's frustrating me, and basically and this is 100% a me problem, but I have a difficult time traversing 3D space on a 2D plane. And even going back to Link to the Past, I can't get through Death Mountain without a walkthrough. I can't ever figure out how to get through that area. So this is just kind of that on steroids with this game. But it's like in Gerudo Desert, I'm like, I've done everything I can except for get through these two doors. I Then the hint is look for more hints to find out what you need to place here. And okay, so it took me a half hour to figure out, okay, I need a bird. But then it took me another half hour to an hour to find that bird.
Mm.
So
The
and
bird
then,
statue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bird statues to turn it into an echo. So like I think I spent of all the time I played, like half of it is me just wandering around trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do next or finding something that I can't find. So
Okay.
I found the River Zora right away. Took me a half an hour or more to find the Sea Zora.
Yeah.
I'm currently I got to the still air the still world and to enter the third dungeon.
Okay.
I don't know how to get there.
Gotcha.
I see a water path that I'm presuming I need to get to. I just don't know how to get there. I've wandered around that half hour to an hour the
So
other night.
my question to you on that would be, do you have the water block yet?
Yes.
Okay. So have you tried using that?
Yeah, but I
Stack
don't
'em.
know where the entrance to that
okay.
is.
I know what you're talking about. Is this after Jabu Jabu goes on a rampage?
Yes.
Okay. So I did this exact same thing. It's you need to get up there to get to the rift, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No. I'm in the rift. But
Oh,
now I'm trying to find the dungeon
for me, I
entrance.
was trying to figure out how to get to the other side to get to the dungeon entrance, or to get to where Jabu Jabu
Yeah,
went
because
in
you
the
get
River Zora place.
you get the water block in that still world.
Yeah. So
So
for me, like there's an entrance right in the back of that mountain, right behind that guy's house. And you like walk up the path to get there.
what? So so am
So
I don't know.
so if it's in the River Zora area. Is that where you're at? Is that where
Yeah.
you're stuck? Okay, so and you're
Well,
supposed
no,
to
I'm in the
No,
still world.
he's in the
oh,
still world. He's in the rift.
I'm saying I got stuck in the real world,
Okay.
in the
Okay.
River Zora place, because there was I was supposed to go through something in the back, like behind this guy's house at the top of the River Zora place,
Yeah.
the northernmost part, and I didn't see it, and I ended up running all over and
Yeah. Anyway,
Unlocked a lot of
so
the
far
map,
this
probably.
well, no,
it's
no,
like
I
this game.
just kept going in a circle in the river
Okay.
place, getting
It's like
frustrated.
this game is designed to waste my time. Is what it seems like. Specifically me. Apparently, other people don't have a problem. We've
the
had people roll credits already.
the map, the still world map, I totally understand your what you're saying though, that how it's hard to tell and traverse that area. Because especially with the water parts and the way they turn land sideways and all that kind of stuff will throw you off
And it's meant
tremendously.
to. It's I think
Because
it's
the
meant to
map
throw
looks
you
like
off.
there's a
Yeah.
walkable area. I just can't get up there.
You have to start using those echoes to try to build your way across the trees that are sideways or the rivers that are
Yeah.
sideways and all that fun stuff.
It's a little gymnastics, a little parkour,
Yep.
Zelda
Great.
parkour.
It definitely messes
So
with you, and I had
I'm
to use a
still going
lot
to
of the
try it again
echoes.
this weekend, but
Send me a picture. Can you send me a screenshot of where you're stuck?
I'll have to get back there because I ended up
Yeah, like
leaving.
once
I ended
once
up
you get
leaving
back
the area
there,
and saved it
so
outside.
if you can't get past it, send me a screenshot. Let me see. Tim, where are your thoughts on this game? A weekend.
So yeah, I started with the Zora area first and then went to the desert area. Um,
Okay.
so I got through that, and it took a while to get through that area because you have to talk to the two different uh
Yeah.
Flora peoples, right? So and get them to connect. And that was just like we were talking about in the pre-show. It's like, why can't you people just talk to each other? Why? What's up with all this drama? So, but it had to, have to create a story, I guess. But um, I kept thinking like, oh, this is the water area. Is this going to be horrible like other Zelda games where people get frustrated with the water areas? But I got through it, and I'm glad I did that first, and then went to the desert area, and I enjoyed the desert area a lot too.
Yeah.
So, and
I got frustrated with the desert area because there was supposedly, after I finished it, there was a side quest that I was supposed to be able to do.
mhm,
Because if you're familiar with the desert area, there's two sandstorms that pop up that disrupt your map
yeah,
visibility. And
I didn't do those side stories.
the right. So in those
I don't
things,
think I got that side quest.
well, okay. So in the site that there's just a mention of these things called land molas.
Mhm.
Somebody at the Oasis mentions these things called land molas that make sandstorms, that they're the cause of it. And when you go into the sandstorm, you can find like a mounded up sand mound, and it has a hole in it. And when you get close, a worm comes out of it, like it's like almost like the
It's a
um
sandworm.
it's like those, like Zelda games always have like
Yeah,
some kind of
I think Link to the
segmented
Past has a
worm,
monster like that.
So in this one, what you're trying to do is you dodge it, and then when it comes by, you use try to pull on its tail, and then it'll flip over after you pull back far enough, and then you can
Yeah.
like hack at it, or get an echo to attack it. Once you kill it, the sandstorm goes away. And so there's the dialogue is basically like, or actually I had found a like a walkthrough because I was looking for something where it says if you kill the two land molas, a third one appears that's stronger, and it's triggered by this person in the barracks next to the palace.
Okay.
Well, there's barracks, and there's two Gerudo women in there, but it would never give me the quest. And so I was thinking, well, it's glitched. Like I'm in a game breaking glitch. Nintendo's going to have to patch this because the quest didn't trigger. I never got a little exclamation point above her head. So I must have wasted literally an hour and a half on that. Like I went everywhere in the Gerudo Desert. Like
Okay.
did every part of the map, got echoes that I probably didn't need to get yet.
Right.
Because above the palace, there's some really powerful level 2 Borblins that have been extremely useful to me
What
since
are
then.
the Borblins?
So the Borblin, it's like a Moblin, but it's like they're red colored, and
Oh, okay. Yeah.
one of them is a boomerang Borblin.
Yes. Yes.
And then the other one is a one with a shield and a club, and they're
Mhm.
level 2, so they can take a lot of hits. And they're pretty powerful attack too. But anyway,
I've been
so
using the ghost with the purple flames a lot.
see, mine just sits there.
Yeah,
Like it's like,
he's been useless to me.
He came in
well,
handy for me for the fight I had to do at the Hyrule Kingdom, the boss
so I'm
fight
going to
there.
say this. I don't know that this is a spoiler so much, but I'm going to say this. Wait till you find the Wizrobes, because boy, are they big fat jerks. Holy crap. I didn't think any Wizrobe could be more annoying than the one in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but
Yeah.
boy, was I wrong.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Oh boy.
They really
I don't
they
like them
really
in Breath of
turned
the Wild.
they really turned the jerk meter up for him this time.
Oh
Like
my gosh.
it's bad.
Crap.
But anyway, long story short,
Where's that Gleeok when you want it?
I finally figured out that the way that you unlock those quests is once you beat the initial 3 dungeons, there's a larger rift that appears somewhere in the world that is like a beat in the story, and that like it's the only thing you can do at that time to like progress. And once you do that, there are additional rifts that appear where you've already been that you can then go back into and get and like it's the like you're finding Try's friends,
Mhm.
but it's not a story advancement. It's like you're powering Try
Just
up.
powering him up. Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah.
at right now. Is doing one of those returned
And
rifts.
once you do the rift in the Gerudo Desert, that's what unlocks additional quests in Gerudo Desert. Does that make sense? So like the quest
Mhm.
wasn't there before, but then you do the rift, and
Uh,
now the quest like there's
which is
additional
why
side
I
quests.
didn't see it yet because I'm not that
Yes.
far.
So you will find those because after I did that, the story beat rift that I'm trying not to spoil. Um, there's an additional rift um, in the Gerudo and in the original area. I'm guessing there's one in Jabul Waters. I haven't been back there yet, but
Yeah,
there's
that's where
also
I'm at.
one like as you go there, you go across Lake Hylia, and there's a rift there that you can start getting in. So you're able to get into not the major rifts, but you're able to start getting into the larger small rifts and like power Try up some.
Well,
So like Try for me is level 6 right now.
one of the ones that I stumbled upon when I was on my way over to the Zora stuff or Jabul Water, sorry. Um, I stopped at Lake Hylia,
Yes.
and that's the rift I took where I fixed that one and got the ferry or helped the
Uh-huh.
ferry out there,
Yep.
and that came in
Yes, you can
handy.
help the ferry out. That
That came,
you need to go help the ferry out.
yeah.
Especially that's a great place to go back to right before you go into a major rift as well. Once you've gotten like a fast travel place near that rift,
Hmm.
because that ferry place at Lake Hylia has ferries in there that you can put in bottles.
Yep.
And I've only
Yeah.
got one bottle right now,
Same.
but in this game, if
I don't
you
have
haven't
any yet.
found that yet, if you get a bottle, fairies automatically, it's like, oh, the fairy hopped into your
Just
bottle.
hopped right
When
into
you
it.
but and they don't heal you immediately, and you can't use them like items. It's only to revive you from death.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
which is usually how I use them anyway.
Same.
So I will say that I'm past that midpoint or that story beat now, and there are other rifts that unlock and just like most Nintendo games, most Nintendo first party games, there has been a bump in difficulty.
Makes sense. Yeah,
There has
that's where
been a
I'm at
bump in
right now is
difficulty.
that past that halfway point at Hyrule Castle. I wouldn't say the halfway point, but at least that point where three more major rifts open up. That's where I'm at. But I'm also going to the smaller rifts that opened up.
But Tim, I will say this to both of you guys. I'm at a point right now where I've played this game long enough to say this is going to land. Echoes of Wisdom for me is going to land somewhere in my top 5 Zelda games. I
Okay.
love it. I love it. It's so good.
I'm
Yeah.
not
And I
there yet.
think it's a combination of the gameplay where I'm just constantly finding ways to figure things out,
Hmm.
and the fact that this Zelda game is the most story-filled 2D Zelda game yet. I'm loving the way they're building this world.
Yeah, I like it too,
It's
and
so good.
I can't wait to find this actually one where I'm like I want to know more about the story and what
So you're past the story beat part. So you've gotten to that point where you're like, "Oh, what is that?"
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to know what that is.
yeah.
So again, I'm early, but I found it. It was this world is different than a normal and other Hyrules in that Zelda did not know of Link.
That's
She's
right.
learning about him as the game goes on.
Yes.
And he has a completely different origin story
Hmm.
from where he's from and what he was doing. Like
And why he
it's
doesn't speak.
it's funny, yes.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
funny to me that they included that, but also that like what Jesse, what you just said that they or that they didn't know Link, but everybody else knows Link.
Hmm.
Zelda
Right.
Zelda has like been insulated from the outside
Right.
world.
Yeah,
Yes.
like she hasn't left. She's like never left her castle in her life
Yeah.
Yeah,
up
I
until
found
now.
that interesting too, and I love
Also,
finding out more about Zelda, excuse me, Link, as Zelda's playing through.
yes. Also, how horrible a ruler is the King of Hyrule. That like you can literally go to places in his kingdom and they have no idea who Hylians are. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like they go like you go to different places and they're like, who are you? She's the freaking princess of Hyrule.
Right,
Guys, come on.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, at least the Gerudo knew of Hylians. They just didn't know who's. They had never met Zelda before.
right.
yeah, there's
Well,
Again, I
some
and
people
can't
that's
the
speak
like
for the other races yet.
Highlands.
the
We thought they died a
The
long time
Zeros
ago.
did too. Whatever they're called, I call it. I don't know what the Zoro,
Zora.
Zora? Zora?
The Zoras. Yeah, they knew of Hylians too.
Yeah, but and two, I gotta throw this out here about the Jabul Waters area. That I really liked how they kind of retconned the difference in
The different ones.
design
Yeah,
for Zoras.
yeah, I
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
too.
it's like, oh, these are river Zoras and these are sea Zoras.
Yes,
It was like that's a really neat way of doing it. It's like
I
they're
liked
the
it too.
same thing, but they've adapted, right? One just looked like really hideous sea monsters, and the other look
Like from
like
Zelda 1.
yeah, yeah. The others look like humanoid fish people that
Like
some are
from Ocarina of Time.
that some people may or may not write fan fiction about.
Right.
Just saying,
Yep.
nobody's going to write fan fiction about the green ones.
The
At
river
least,
ones.
well, never mind. Rule 34 exists. Of course they are.
Yes.
Well,
The internet
anyway,
rules.
I still a weekend am really enjoying this game. For me, it comes highly recommended. We're going to give Jesse another week and let him see what he says on next week's show.
Yeah, we'll find out if he stopped.
Or will I?
I don't
Right.
want you to stop. I want you to keep going.
I don't want to stop, but I got a
I
limit.
got you. I got you.
He's got so many to give.
That's right. That's right.
And there's a new Picross game that came out that's
Oh
waiting
no.
for
Well,
me.
he's already gone. I mean, that, he's already moved on. Well, guys, that's what we've been playing. Let's turn on the community spotlight.
All right, this is where we put a spotlight on our community and give a shout out to everybody who's come to stop by and watch us do our show live. Thank you all for coming in, like Spider Shan, Mecha Dragon, Ebicel, Miz came in as well later on, Michael Burgett, Ebicel, Victaris, just Vic. I just call you Vic.
Probably
Rap
best.
Sheet came in. It was a raid actually. So thanks for the raid, Rap Sheet. That was awesome. I missed that.
Nice.
Chris Carter giving a shout out to you, Marty, seeing how you're doing there.
Oh, that's cool.
And he says, I'm glad to catch the stream. Lots of discussions about all the different things
Awesome.
we've been talking about all night. Like when a lot of people were asking, where's the Metroid for the spoopy stuff? And I said, I haven't gone yet. So it's like, I didn't have my turn yet. Let's see what else. Oh, C-Dub was in. That was our winner for the Zelda Switch Lite. He stopped by, so thanks for that. And also gave a subscription. I thought I saw 5 free subscriptions to some people in the while they were on today. So thanks for that, C-Dub.
Cool.
So he gave out some subs there. That was pretty cool.
Very cool.
And I think that's it. Oh no, Friendo. Thank you for stopping in there. Trying to catch all the names there. Probably if I went to moderator mode, I'd see that a lot easier. But oh well, I think I'm already done. Oh, Beer was in too. Almost that and Quag 311. So thank you all for stopping in. And for those who are listening afterwards, if you ever get a chance, again, we're recording these on Thursday nights. And you can come check it out. It's on our calendar. If you haven't followed our calendar yet on our Google Calendar, you can do that, or ask us how to if you don't know how, so that you can see some of the stuff that we do regularly on the calendar and be able to join us live. We'd love to have you. So, and speaking of other things going on in the community when we're not set to schedules, for like gaming streams or any of our video drops, make sure you're following us on Twitch or subscribing us there for Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for any of our live Let's Plays or first looks, or even our pre-recorded ones. Turn on the notifications to get those, as you've heard many people ask, but it helps us know that you're out there listening as well. Also, don't forget we're doing a Halloween mayhem in our Discord. We brought it back with permission of the Nintendo Dads After Dark, or the Dads After Dark show. They let us do that this year again. So it's basically submit a Halloween themed photo, video, review, or more. Submit entries via Discord at the hashtag Halloween Mayhem channel. Multiple submissions are allowed, and the submissions will be judged by our surprise judges on the following categories: spookiness, creativity, and Nintendo. There will be a first place winner, second place winner, and lottery winner at 15, 10, and 10 respectively. And potentially there could be even more depending on how many entries are there. We could give away stuff because, as I mentioned last week, Justin could just be like, hey, you get a gift card, you get an eShop card, feeling kind of Oprah-ish. So, so that's what's going on in Halloween Mayhem. And then finally, we've got a few of our questions from the community, starting with Mecha Dragon. How do you feel about apps or programs that try to gamify your life? I was on a bit of a hunt to find fun apps to do everyday tasks, but it usually depends. I found some fun task management apps, but I stopped using them when they became too much work to manage. Meanwhile, there's an app called Forest for stopping phone addictions, but it's easier to enable mode on my phone instead. Is there anything you'd love to gamify in your life? Driving. I would love to gamify driving because I love driving games. So why not?
That sounds dangerous.
Let's see, how many cars can I pass in the fast lane? How many points do I get for that?
Yeah, I was going to go a slower route and say walking, because I need incentive to get off my butt, go outside, and get some steps in.
Need
Many
something
years
new
ago.
other than Pokemon Go?
Many years ago. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry.
Yeah, it's hard to walk and play Pokemon Go at the same time, because when there's something that you really want to do in Pokemon Go, you usually have to stop to do it, which defeats the point of walking.
Because you need to consistently walk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then you need to hit this app that I was going to tell you guys about. Many years ago, I discovered an app called Run Zombies. And basically what it is you put your headphones in, you set the time of your run, and it sounds like zombies are chasing you. If you slow down, they get louder.
That's crazy.
If you speed up, they get further back. And as you run, it makes a map of your run, and you gather supplies to come home and build your base after you're home and you're done with your run. So you can defend your base or defend yourself by using the resources gathered from the time of your run, or that you found while you were escaping the zombies. Personally, that sounds terrifying to me, and I'm never doing it. But I knew some people who swore by it. They're like, it's the coolest thing, makes my run so much better. So there you go.
Yeah.
As far as gamifying things, the only thing that I do is I use a task manager app called Things every week. Sunday nights, I kind of have this ritual where I'm home, I'm done, TV's on, I have either my laptop or my phone in front of me, and I put in everything that I know needs to be done that week. So, and when I say everything, I mean like all the dance practices, all the meetings I have to have, all the
Mhm.
assignments I need to turn in. Nintendo Dads is on there. And then you can drag those. You can even make projects, but I don't do that. I just use the to-do list feature. I know it's a lot more powerful than what I use it for, but I just like it because it syncs across devices. It's very easy to use.
Okay.
I check when I get that done, I check those off.
Okay.
So it kind of gives me an idea of where I'm at for the week, and I get such a sense of satisfaction for checking off all the things I need to do.
Yeah.
Like, and when you check them off, they like I have it set where they clear once a day, so I can see what I've done that day, and still see what needs to be done. I can drag it if it needs to go further down, or further up, and then once you're done, you get a little star. This is just a star in the background, like, oh, you don't have anything else to do. It has Apple Watch widgets where you can add and you can even see what needs to be done.
Nice.
It's become part of how I get stuff done. And like I'm looking at my widget on my desktop right now as I say this, I've still got 4 things left for the week. So
That's not
that
bad for a few days left. So,
no, I mean, and usually what I try to do is have all of these done by Thursday.
okay.
So that Friday and Saturday I've got time to do, I can catch up on a game or I can do whatever.
Okay.
So I wouldn't necessarily call that gamifying, but it does help me stay focused. I'm very much a list oriented person.
What was that app called again that you use?
Things, it's actually
Things.
things 3 is what it's called now. It's like
Okay.
I guess it's the third version, but I think there were some apps that existed, early on in the iPhone's lifespan, and they like when things look like there was a changeover in the App Store at some point where they allowed apps to do different things, and the old versions couldn't keep up with that or something, so they had to
Yeah.
do.
I think at one point, free apps could not have in-app purchases, but then
I, yeah,
they made the change around iOS 4 or 5
yeah,
that allowed free apps to have in-app purchases.
that's right.
Okay.
Because a lot of those apps went to like a subscription model, and things is a subscription model, but I don't actually use that. It's a it's pretty, like I said, it's pretty powerful.
Nice.
Integrate with your calendar. And I mean, and I do like when I open it up, I see everything that's on my calendar. So it kind of helps me to plan. And yeah, I'm not against gamifying, but I have enough games,
Yeah.
like I have enough games already. I don't
Makes
need any
sense.
more.
Spider Shan says that that Zombie Run app has a Marvel content that isn't zombie based now.
Ooh, okay.
So
I'm not
be
going to
cool.
run,
I was
but
gonna say maybe that
You just
app
got
also has a
Thanos
walking
chasing you
aspect to
now.
it. Maybe yeah.
run Thanos,
Galactus.
run Deadpool.
Maybe there's a walking part in it, so you don't have to
He's just
you're not
running
running.
behind you, throwing chimichangas at you.
All right, the next question is from Mikey Burgett. He says, with Echoes of Wisdom introducing another companion character, how would you rank the companion characters for Link/Zelda? And Jesse was kind enough to be able to list out those companion characters here for us. So we got I'll name them off and then so the audience can hear them, and we'd love to hear what your favorite ones are, or you don't have to rank them all, but we'd love to hear it, or put it in the comments. Navi, Ocarina of Time. Is that Tattle?
Tattle.
Battle.
Tattle.
Majora's Mask. King of Red Lions, the Wind Waker. Islo, the Minish Cap. Medina, or
Midna.
Midna, Twilight Princess. Celia, Phantom Hourglass. Princess Zelda, Spirit Tracks. Fi, Skyward Sword. Avatars of the Sages, Tears of the Kingdom. And Tri, Echoes of Wisdom.
Navi immediately goes to the bottom of the list. And
I would say the bottom goes to Celia because she's just a Navi clone.
yeah, Navi and Tattle and Celia go to the bottom of the list.
Well, at least has a little bit of an attitude.
For me, my top are going to be King of Red Lions and Try, and Midna in her humanoid form.
Yeah, Midna's top tier.
Okay.
Yeah, Midna humanoid form, but she's never a companion then. So, but still,
No, but
one
still,
could hope.
I think Midna's up there. I actually like the Princess Zelda one from Spirit Tracks.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty good too.
That would be at the top of the list for me because
I mean,
I was telling people in the chat my experience with Zelda games is mainly handheld. So
Okay.
except for Link to the Past and stuff like that. So that's why Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass are higher up on my top 10 Zelda games list. So I
yeah,
would agree with Princess Zelda as a companion was fun.
yeah, I agree with the King of the Red Lions. That's up there. Avatars of the Sages, nah. You know, the actual other sages, they're okay, but the avatars literally have no personality. They're just there floating around and attacking with you. And I
Okay.
don't, they get old. They get annoying. Sometimes they get in the way,
That sounds like a different bottom of the list.
especially when you have all of them out at once. You're able to toggle them on and off independently.
Hmm.
But yeah, if if they're all out, someone's going to get in someone's way.
Miz says number one for them is Minish Cap.
That's Eslo.
Yep.
I like Eslo too.
As low was fun.
Yeah. Phi was really annoying.
Some of
Nice.
these are a lot of these are really annoying.
The
and that's
battery
why-
in your Wii remote is almost dead.
Yeah, that's why they move farther down the list. And the thing about the avatars of the sages is they don't really have a personality. It's
Yeah,
just
that's what I said.
That's what Jesse was saying.
like they, so that I guess they're mid tier. At least they're not as good as the powers from the first game.
I agree. I like the first ones.
Nothing
first
will
set
ever
better.
be as good as Rivali's Gale. So there you go.
All right. Well, maybe we'll play around with that and relist it and post it out there somewhere.
Yeah, and then
Thanks.
again, I'm not too far in, but Try probably is also kind of in the middle. Yeah, there's enough better and enough worse that I'd say somewhere in the middle is a good place for Try. Kind of similar to the other tier list of the 19 games, putting they put Echoes
Very
of Wisdom
true.
kind of right in the middle.
Yeah. Great question, Mikey. You put a smile on Jesse's face too. He was looking forward to answering that question. Koopa Kid 80 asks, since it's spooky season, what is the scariest real life situation you have encountered? Stay at a haunted hotel, eerie noises in a game room, etc. Also, if you were King Boo, what would you and your Boo minions do on Halloween? So let's answer the first one. What is the scariest real life situation you have encountered?
Oh,
I can't even think of one because I try to avoid situations like that actively. So if I was in a situation when I was younger, I probably put it in the back of my head to get it out of there, and I don't know.
Yeah.
So again, I don't play spooky games, so Halloween is kind of not my favorite holiday.
Well, here's something spooky. I should say not spooky. Something scary, real life situation. Uh, my first job was Baskin Robbins. It was in the east side of Detroit. It was the quieter time of the year because it was winter time. Not sure why someone would want to come rob us, but they did. Because we don't make much money in the wintertime.
All $5 in the register.
So I had a revolver pointed at my face
oh crap!
to ask for the money from the register. So yeah, that was not fun. Nearly peed my pants.
Let's see.
It's a roll of quarters.
Yeah, well, it wasn't much money, but it was like obviously because it wasn't much money, I'm not gonna fight over it and not die over it. It's like, here you go, dude. Take the money.
Right.
the other crazy thing was is if we did get anything big bills wise, we had a drop box for it. Then nobody knew about because the
For
drop
that
box,
exact reason.
yeah, the drop box that to drop it was in our garbage hole in the countertop. So it looked like you were dropping garbage in, or that it was in the garbage area, but you would actually could drop 20s, 50s, 100s in there. Um, but yeah, it was that was scary for sure. And having to
Mm.
deal with, waiting for the cops to come and explain it. And then when you sit back and look at it, I yeah, it was just it was crazy experience to have a gun pointed at your face. That was scary encounter right there, real life situation.
I say it counts.
For me, it was a few years ago. We were living at our old place about 30 minutes from here, 45 minutes from here, and we were driving up to have dinner with my wife's parents and their family. And we're just driving along, and all of a sudden, this ahead of us, we're on this kind of flat stretch of road, and ahead of us we see a car come over kind of a little rise, and there's two cop cars behind it with blue lights on, and you can kind of already hear the siren. And as it got closer, the guy swerved directly into my lane and started coming straight at us. And he got probably within a couple of feet of the car, and I managed to go into the other lane and get around him. But he was trying to run, just get anything he could. It was later learned he was fleeing the cops. He was it's a high speed car chase. And I think about, like, my kids were in the back of that car, and they were little. It was
Yeah,
probably like 3 and 2, or 4 and 3 at that time.
right,
Just what could have happened there.
right.
Uh, I remember having to, like, pull over to the side of the road, for a minute and just kind of sit there and, like, get my bearings,
Yeah.
like what the crap just happened.
That's a whole
Because
other
we
that's a
ended up
whole
we
other
ended up on the wrong side of the road, on that
yeah.
side of the road. Like.
Yeah, that's a whole other level of scary because it's not like for me, yeah, a gun in your face is scary, but it's just me. Scarier is you and other people.
Something happened to your
And
family.
especially,
Yeah.
yeah, with your family. That's definitely scary.
Yeah, that's and I'm like Jesse. I don't watch spooky movies. I don't watch. We did one time watch The Ring. I don't know why we watched The Ring, like when it was first when it first came out on
Yeah.
DVD, and we had this. This is gonna God, this is gonna make me sound old, but we had this TV in our bedroom, on a little, like, microwave stand, whatever, at the foot of the bed, because sometimes we'd watch TV before we went to bed, and it was a 13-inch tube TV VCR combo. So, like, it was like a
Yeah, I
13-inch
remember those.
TV with a VCR built into the thing. And I don't, and so that night, like,
That was epic stuff right there
we had
too.
watched,
Getting those
yeah,
combo
yeah,
systems.
yeah. We had watched The Ring, and we go to like, we start getting ready for bed, and I come out to go to bed, and my wife is unplugging the TV and turning it around to face the wall. If you've ever seen The Ring, you know why she's doing this,
Yes.
right? And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, that thing ain't getting us tonight. And I'm like, it's a movie. And she's like, I'm not giving it a chance. It's like, well, then it'll just come through the TV. And we had this giant TV, like, in the living room. Like, this was way before flat
Yeah.
screens.
Yep.
It's had this giant tube TV. And I'm like, I'm not turning that thing around. Not doing it. And
Right.
she's like, well, I guess it's just gonna have to get to come in the house and kill us. I was like, I guess it is. Then I'm like, what is it gonna do if it comes through this little TV? It's like, it's, just he'll hit the wall. And she's like, see, that's what I'm doing. It'll hit the wall and it'll go away.
I don't. This reminds me of. I don't remember what TV show this was or a movie, but like if it came out of a 13-inch TV, wouldn't she be this big
Yeah,
and be harmless
yeah.
versus
Just
versus
step
coming
on
out
her.
of a 40-inch TV?
Right. Just step on her.
Jesse, shit. When you're scared, things don't make much sense.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So what would you
That's
guys
fair.
do if you were a boo on Halloween?
Uh, I don't even know.
I just do boo stuff. Just do boo stuff. Just float
Boo.
around and then
I just float around and do boo stuff.
just float around, and then when they look away, then I go, ah.
I would be stealing candy. I'd be stealing candy, right? Because I mean, when you turn around, they're invisible.
Yes.
I'm just stealing candy.
But
Where'd
would
my
you be
candy
able to
go?
eat it?
Oh, is that Marty Boo?
We would all have to have like some punny name that had boo in it too.
Mm.
You know, like Boo Radley or Boo Berry or
Boo. That's a cereal.
I know, but it's in the game too.
No, yeah.
Boo Earns.
Mm.
What would yours be? What's your name? What
I-
would your boo name be?
Laugher Boo.
yeah, I've literally only played maybe a half hour of Luigi Mansion 3 of the entire series. And, I didn't like how slow and trompy he was, and so I stopped playing.
You missed out on another good game. We got to keep him playing this one.
You know what a ghost?
No getting out echoes.
You know what a ghost's favorite insect is, don't you?
What's that?
What?
Boobies.
That's on that note,
Okay.
that's the end of our questions for the community.
That's
And the end of the show.
That's the end of the show, too. We're going to end it on that one. Thanks for hanging with us. Episode 498. We are 2 episodes away from the big 500. And as we close out the show, we want to say a huge thanks to our Patreon producers, Dave Ernsberger, Jacqueline Amir, and RJ Kern, as well as our 100+ other patrons who help keep the light on over here at NintendoDads.com. Special thanks to our 22 Twitch Prime subscribers, over 1,400 Twitch followers, and over 7,700 YouTube subscribers. What we're trying to say, guys, is we wouldn't be nothing without you. We're nothing without you. And so thank you. We would not be here if it weren't for you. Check out our website at nintendodads.org for Spotify podcast feeds of all our shows, including Star Wars Dads and the Retro Logic family of podcasts. Our latest YouTube videos and tweets, links to all of our social media, Patreon and Extra Life pages, and our Nintendo Dads merch that you can get yourself ready to wear leading into episode 500. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Manscaped.com, where you can get 20% off your order with free shipping with the code NINDADS. It's an INDADS. Again, 20% off and free shipping by using the code NINDADS. It even works on the performance package. You will look wonderful. You'll smell even better. Email us at nintendodads@gmail.com or call in and leave a voicemail at 929-25NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. Big thanks to OC Remix for the music used throughout the show. And a reminder, wherever you hit us up in your podcast catcher of choice, please leave us a 5-star review if they offer that service. Leave some written words. Help people find the show. Your interaction with us pushes us up the charts and exposes more people to the wonderfulness of Nintendo Dads. This has been episode 498. Thanks for hanging with me, Jesse, Tim, and Boxboy. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Check you later.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Do you know who I am? Nintendo Dad's Podcast.